Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. This is Sophie from Cooking Experiences, and welcome to this afternoon class. This class is in partnership with My French Recipe, and I am pleased today to present you that very tasty and fun recipe of a crème brûlée in apple. So everybody knows that kids love warm apple from the oven, baked apple from the oven. Well, this one is going to be filled with crème brûlée, one of my favorite desserts. And we are going to top that with the little sugary crust that everybody loves to crush on when we receive the crème brûlée. It's a very easy recipe. You can find the link to the recipe on the event page on the Facebook event that I programmed for today. It's on the Cookidoo platform, which is the recipe platform for the Thermomix. And I also posted the ingredients on the live page or also the Facebook event page. And let me know who is here and where you are from. Type into the chat so that I can see you. I can say hi. And let me know if you have ever baked crème brûlée or baked apples, and if this is something that you have never done, then are you going to do it today with me? I would like to know that. Today I'm going to use, as usual, the Thermomix to do that recipe. And the Thermomix is an all-in-one appliance that allows you to cook many types of dishes, like it can steam, it can bake, it can chop, it can slow cook, it can sous vide, so plenty of possibilities here. But this recipe, you can also do it the traditional way, of course, like most of Thermomix recipes. It's just that while the Thermomix is going to stir that custard for me, the people doing it the traditional way into a pan will be stirring it by hand. And this is a big advantage when cooking with a Thermomix, is that you can do something else. And today we will be cutting the apples while the Thermomix is doing the stirring for us. So I see that we have already a few people here from Dallas and other areas. So just type into the chat again who you are, say hi, and let me know where you are. I am Sophie, owner of Cooking Experiences. I am in Palo Alto, California. And we started this partnership with My French Recipe little bit less than a month ago. So this is my third recipe with Isabelle, and I'm very pleased to be back today with you. So just to start really quick with the ingredients that we need for today, we will be having 3.5 ounces, 5.3 ounces of milk, 5.3 ounces of heavy cream, 0.7 ounces of cornstarch, 2 egg yolk, and 0.7 ounces to 1 ounce of vanilla sugar. So the vanilla sugar, this is something that we in Europe use a lot. You can find it on Amazon. They sell those little packages like this, and it's all prepared. It's literally a mix of vanillin powder and sugar. So you can find this here into on the shelves into the grocery store, or you can, like I said, find this here. And so what I'm using today is the equivalent of 2 of those little packages here. And then we need apples. So I have here a choice of apples. I'm going to use the Honey Crisp because they are big and they hold the heat very well. They stay in shape. So this is good for this recipe. And then we will have sugar sprinkled over, and we will be using a burner like this to caramelize the sugar. If you don't have a burner, you can always put your apple under the grill of your oven during a few minutes, and this will caramelize. But maybe not as well as with the burner, but it will do the trick. So anybody wants to let me know that they are here? Say a little bit something. If you have cooked this crème brûlée already, if this is something that you have done, where you are from, please connect with me. Let me know. So I'm going to start. Like I say, you can find this recipe on the platform of Cook I Do. This is the recipe platform for the Thermomix. It's a German recipe, so it's in German, but using Google Translate, if you use your phone and put Google Translate and you scan your screen, it's going to appear in the language of your choice. So this is very convenient. If you are on the computer, you can also just translate it very easily. I'm going to go into my week because I can do my planning, my week planning with the Thermomix. And here I have my recipe that I'm going to click right now, and we will start this recipe. So if you are cooking with me, just let me know so I can pace the class and start cooking. So the first step is to program the oven to 160 centigrade Celsius, sorry, 160 degrees Celsius, which is 350 Fahrenheit. So you can just go and preheat your oven. This is what I have done already. Then we are going to add the butterfly whisk. The butterfly whisk is an item, an accessory for the Thermomix that allows to whip and to emulsify. This comes into the Thermomix, placed directly onto the blades. So I'm just snapping that in like this. And this is going to turn with the blades, stirring the whole mixture that we are going to do. And now I'm going to add my ingredients in it. So my Thermomix is going to let me know which steps, and it's going to weight my ingredients one by one. So here I'm going to put my milk. It's asking for 150 grams of milk. The equivalent is 5.3 ounces of milk. There we go. I press next. Now I'm going to add the cream, the heavy cream, 150 grams of heavy cream. This is the same, 5.3 ounces. Pressing next. Now I will add my cornstarch, 20 grams of cornstarch. This is about 0.7 ounces. And I'm going to pay attention not to put it onto the blade, so I'm sure that it will be mixed well into my bowl with all the ingredients. I'm going to press next. The 30 grams of vanilla sugar. So I don't like it too sweet, so I'm only using 20. But of course you can do it to your liking. So if you like it a bit more intense in the taste of vanilla, then you can just add more. So this is also 0.7 ounces of vanilla sugar. And finally, I'm going to add my 2 egg yolk that I already prepared here, like this. So now I have all my ingredients into my bowl. So as you can see here, everything is there. And I press next. going to close my bowl like this. Next. And now the Thermomix is going to do that work for me. It's going to heat it and stir it perfectly so that I'm going to have a very smooth custard at the end, ready to use and pour it into my apple. So this is 8 minutes. Here I have a dial that shows the time. It's pre-programmed. It's going to cook during 8 minutes at 85 centigrade. So it's a very low temperature. And the Thermomix is asking me to turn the dial for the speed all the way to 2. So as you can see, it closed. Now it's starting stirring everything to have it well mixed. And during that time, we are going to prepare our apples. So by doing so, I'm going to show you with 2 apples. The recipe is for 4 for a reason of time. I'm just going to show you with 2, which is, I think, plenty. There we go. So we want to cut about a lid, like at about 1/4. And please, if you have questions, do not hesitate to ask. Type in the chat. So I'm using here Honey Crisp apples because they have a nice sweet taste and they hold the heat very well when we when we put them in the oven afterwards. Now using a sharp knife, a pointy knife, I'm going to cut with an angle going toward the center so I can remove the core and most of the inside of my apple, leaving about a 1/2 inch border or frame on my apple, like this. So, like that. And now I'm going to go straight down to remove a little bit more. Paying attention not to go through, of course, and pierce my apple. Like this. And I'm using a grapefruit spoon. You can use a normal spoon, but I like these because they have the little knives, the little dents on the side, so it's easier to remove the inside of my apple. So I'm really making a container out of my apple. And all that apple that I am removing, I will keep that to, you know, incorporate into a cake or into a smoothie or to make applesauce. So this is not lost. So you can reuse that because that's the best, right? So here I have hollowed my apple like this. So I'm going to do the second one so you can see it one more time. So first I'm going to cut in a conic shape to remove the core as much as I can with my pointy knife, like this. And now I'm going straight down to remove more of the apple and make it bigger to fill it after with that crème brûlée. with that custard. And I'm using my spoon. I just remove the inside. Like this. And of course we want to leave some apple in it, because we don't want to have just the skin, right? We want that to be a nice flavorful dessert. So we have a nice border here of apple that is going to hold during we bake that. And if your apple is not straight, if it's a little bit on the slope side at the bottom and it doesn't hold straight, you can always cut a little bit, flatten the bottom like this, so that when you put it onto your pan, it's going to be straight and present well. Now, in the meantime, we still have 2 more minutes. We can prepare also our pan. So this is, you can use also one in glass. It doesn't have to be a metal one. I just fitting parchment paper inside, so my apples are not going to stick to the bottom. And I will place my apples there, and I just have to wait. So in this time, like I said, because the Thermomix is doing all the stirring work, I can just start cleaning up my kitchen and putting my stuff away that I don't need, or I can just sit, relax, and have a glass of wine, right? So depending of the hour of the day when we are cooking. So this is why I love that so much, because it really takes half the work. And as you can see, the kitchen stays very clean because everything is into the bowl and doesn't spread everywhere. So let me know if you have any questions or suggestions. If you, we still have 1 minute to go, and we will be then filling the apples with the custard. So, and then we are going to put them into the oven. Right now, I do have 1 apple in the oven. It's baking, so that you can see the result, although I put it a little bit too late, I suspect. So I hope it's going to be ready for you to see, and I will show you then the I will show you how to do the how to use the burner to do the little caramel on the top. So we have 20 more seconds and this will be ready. So I did all my preparation. My apples are ready. I repeat, this is for 4 apples, so I will have too much of the custard right now, but that's okay. I will use it no matter what. And 1 second, there it is. So just cooling down as a precaution for 8 seconds, and we will be ready to see the results. There we go. So here is, I'm going try not to spill it. Here is my custard. Okay, difficult. And we are going to pour this into the apples. So I will remove my butterfly whisk. And I will be pouring my custard into the apple. So as you can see, it has a very nice texture, and this is going to thicken a little bit more while baking. There we go. And we don't want to go too much to the top because we want to have room for the sugar on afterwards. So there it is. My apples are ready. I'm going to put them into the oven. So they will bake at 350. I'm incorporating the lids as well because I want them to be cooked as well, so that it will be nice to display after. So 25 minutes at 350 in the oven, and I'm going to take the other one that I had previously put into the oven. That should be quite ready, not all of it, but just stay tuned. I'm going to put this inside the oven and I come back with the other one, so don't leave. There we go. So here we have my baked apple that I just did. So that one has been in the oven for the last 20 minutes since we started the class, like this. So as you can see, the custard has become more solid, and the apple is baked. And the next step is just to add some sugar. So I will sprinkle a little bit of sugar. You can use also brown sugar, but use the thin one because the thick one is going to be too thick, is going to be too crystallized, to make too much crunch. And so I'm just, not too much, just enough to cover up the surface here. And I'm going to remove my lid. And now using a burner. So this is something that I ordered online. It's filled with butane. You can, so it's just like making that very nice sharp flame. Very convenient for that kind of dish. You can also, like I say, put it into the oven under your grill, and it's going to be very hot and it's going to caramelize your sugar. So now I'm going to just trying not to burn my apple, focus onto my sugar, and it's going to start and caramelize, making that nice crust that everybody loves. And also it gives a very nice smell. So I like to use the white sugar because it gives a nice clear color of my crust, of my caramel. Using the brown sugar, it was very dark and it didn't look as appealing. But of course, you can use both. So this is my apple. And it's ready. So you can serve it with an ice cream also, or with some red fruit, you know, it's just depending how you like it. This dish is loved by kids and by adults too. And because it's sweet, it's tasty, it's fruity. I just want to show you the inside, so I'm going to cut it. So here, the crust. Can you hear that? So I'm gonna crush that and cut it to show you the inside. So that the vanilla sugar that I used with this apple was a little bit different. So you could see the vanilla beans, which is, I think, better, nicer. Yeah, like my apple is quite not baked, but like I said, but a little bit too little time. So, and there you have your baked apple with the crème brûlée inside. Be careful when eating it, it's very hot, but it's delicious. Like Marcel said, yes, it is. Thank you for being there, Marcel. And yeah, so this is, that was for today, the recipe. As I say, you can find it on the Cookidoo platform. You can also contact me if you have a question, if you want to know more about the recipe, about the Thermomix. Feel free to contact me on my social media. No, it's here. On Facebook and YouTube, Cooking Experiences, and also on Instagram, TMX Cooking Experiences. And I will be happy to help you or to respond with any question that you have. And yeah, so I also have a lot of tutorial for other recipes, the 3 recipes that I made with my French recipe, and a lot more. So you can just contact me, feel free. And I will be probably here again in 2 weeks with another recipe for you to see and to cook with me. So just, yeah, thank you for watching. And I'm so happy I was able to present you this recipe today. Do not hesitate also to let me know what kind of recipe you would like. So because this is helping a big deal for me when choosing my recipes. So just send it into the chat or send me a private message. Let me know what your tastes are and what you would like to see me doing with the Thermomix, because so I can just respond and fill your needs. So have a good afternoon. Enjoy your apple. I'm gonna enjoy this one, and see you soon in 2 weeks. Bye.